Hey friends, tonight we're about to embark on something truly special, a journey that promises more than just another night's sleep. This is an invitation to find a deep, transformative peace, a peace that has the power to completely change the way you approach each and every moment of your life. Take a moment to picture this. Imagine a space so quiet and peaceful that your mind feels at rest. Your body releases all the tension it's been carrying, and your heart feels light and free. This isn't just about falling asleep. It's about discovering a profound inner peace that doesn't fade away as you wake up, but one that will continue to soothe and guide you long after the night is over. Tonight is about discovering that peace isn't something you need to chase. It's something that has always been with you, waiting to be noticed. It's a presence within you, quiet and steady, that has been waiting for the right moment to be acknowledged. And tonight, that moment is now. So make yourself comfortable. Adjust your pillow just how you like it, and let your body relax into the bed. Let it become heavy, surrendering to the warmth and support of the mattress beneath you. As you settle in, take one deep cleansing breath with me. Inhale slowly, feeling the cool air filling your lungs, and then exhale gently, letting go of all the weight of the day. With each exhale, release the thoughts, the worries, the little distractions that have followed you here. For this moment, you are free from them. There's no need to worry about anything. No deadlines, no lists, no obligations, just the simple, beautiful act of being here in this moment, fully present. I'm here to guide you into something truly beautiful, a peaceful, calm mind that unfolds naturally when we stop chasing after external things, when we stop seeking approval from others or validation from outside sources, and simply allow peace to rise from within. Can you imagine that peace? It's not far off or out of reach. It's right here within you. What if I told you that the peace you've been searching for isn't something to be earned or attained? It's not a destination you need to chase after it's already within you, waiting to be discovered. As we go through this journey tonight, you'll begin to uncover this truth for yourself. You'll feel a deep sense of relaxation washing over you, not only calming your body, but also transforming your mind, giving you the peace you deserve. Every breath you take brings you closer to the serenity that has always been there, waiting for you to notice. So, stay with me here and let go of any lingering doubts, distractions, or thoughts of the day. This isn't just another routine meditation. This is a chance for you to find true stillness in a world that is always rushing, always pulling you in 1,000 different directions. This is a space where you can finally relax, breathe deeply, and just be. The insights you're about to discover will carry you far beyond tonight's practice. They will stay with you, guiding you through the days to come, bringing a sense of peace and calm with every breath you take. Let's begin this peaceful journey together. Allow the stillness to settle into your mind and body, and let's open the door to the peace that's been waiting for you. Stay curious, stay open, and stay engaged as we unfold this experience. Trust that every step of this journey will bring you closer to the clarity and serenity you've been longing for. The transformation you seek is just around the corner, and it all begins right here, right now. Let's take that first step together. Keep breathing, stay relaxed, and feel the peace already beginning to fill the space within you. As you settle into this moment, breathing softly and letting go of the day's noise, I invite you to pause and reflect on something profoundly simple yet transformative. True happiness does not come from the outside. It's not found in success, in the approval of others, or in the accumulation of things. It's not something that can be bought, earned, or even pursued. Happiness in its truest form is already within you. It's a quiet, steady presence that resides deep within your being, awaiting your attention. It is not a far-off destination to be chased, nor a fleeting moment to be grasped. It is a state of being, a place of peace and calm that we must nurture, cultivate, and above all, protect. The Buddha's teachings echo this truth with profound clarity. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These words carry the very essence of Buddhist wisdom. They invite us to look inward for the peace and happiness that we so often seek outside ourselves. In a world that relentlessly tells us to seek validation from others, to measure our worth by our achievements, or to gather possessions in the hope that they will bring us joy, it's easy to become lost in the chase. We come to believe that happiness is something we must acquire, that we must earn, or even that we can find it in the approval of others, in external circumstances, or in the things we possess. But if you pause for a moment and reflect, you might notice something even after achieving everything you thought would bring you happiness. There remains a deep sense of longing. Perhaps you've experienced this, a sense that something is still missing, a nagging feeling of emptiness that lingers despite external success. This is the nature of external pursuits. They may offer temporary satisfaction, but they can never fully fill the vast open space within you. They may momentarily soothe, but they never provide lasting peace. This is why, no matter how much we achieve or how many things we acquire, there's always a part of us that feels unfulfilled. True fulfillment is not found in what we can gather or accomplish. It is found when we turn inward, when we look inside ourselves for the peace and contentment that already exist within us. It's always been there, quietly waiting for us to notice. Imagine the vastness of this inner space, a space that has no limits, no demands, and no expectations. This is the place where peace lives. The quiet within holds all the serenity you seek, if only you take the time to stop, listen, and allow yourself to feel it. Peace is not something you must work for, chase, or earn. It is already here within you, waiting to be discovered. Now I invite you to take a moment. Close your eyes gently and breathe deeply, filling your lungs with the fresh, calming air. As you do, feel the rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your breath steady and calming. With each breath, feel yourself coming into the present moment, fully aware of this space, of this time. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to ask yourself, where am I looking for happiness? Is it in your achievements, in the approval of others, in the things you own? Where do you typically search for it? What would it feel like to stop searching, even for just a moment, and simply sit quietly with yourself? What happens when you cease the chase and allow yourself to simply be? When you sit quietly without expectation in this present moment, how does it feel to know deep within that happiness is not something to chase, but something that already resides within you, waiting to unfold when you allow it to? In the stillness of this moment, notice how the weight of external pressures begins to lift. You may begin to feel a lightness in your body as you exhale, a subtle but profound shift as the tension you've been holding on to gently dissolves. This is the first step toward recognizing that peace is not a distant dream, nor a reward for hard work. It is a reality that is already here inside of you, within your heart. When you turn inward, you discover that peace is not about having everything in perfect order. It's not about controlling your circumstances or achieving external success. It's about accepting life as it is fully embracing the present moment with compassion and releasing the need to control everything around you. Take a moment now with this understanding to let it sink deeper. You don't need to go anywhere, nor do you need to do anything extraordinary to experience happiness. It's already here in the simple act of being present. It's in your breath, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the clarity that arises when you allow your mind to settle. You don't need to grasp for happiness. It's here right now. In this moment, right here, is enough. Let this realization sink in deeply. You are enough just as you are. There is no need to seek or strive. Happiness is not something you must chase or earn. It is a gift that has always been there, quietly waiting for you to discover it. It is already within you in the depths of your heart and in the quiet spaces of your mind. Simply allow it to unfold. This process of self-awareness and self-acceptance is the key to unlocking lasting happiness. The constant pursuit of external validation, achievement, and accumulation creates an illusion that happiness is just out of reach. But the truth is, happiness is never out of reach. It has always been here in the present moment, waiting for you to stop chasing and simply sit with it. When you stop seeking happiness in external things, when you stop relying on achievements, possessions, or the approval of others to define your worth, you begin to experience a deep sense of peace. You realize that the only thing standing between you and happiness is the belief that it is something you must strive for. And the moment you let go of that belief, you realize that happiness was never out of reach. It was always here within you. Take another deep breath now, and as you breathe in, let the peace that is already within you fill your body. Let the stillness and calmness settle deep within your heart. With each breath, you create more space for peace, and with that space, happiness naturally arises. It is not forced or contrived. It simply emerges as you allow it to. This is the beauty of Buddhist philosophy. It teaches us that we don't need to go out and search for happiness. It is a natural state of being that we must uncover within ourselves. The moment we stop seeking, the moment we stop grasping, is the moment we begin to experience peace. When we no longer rely on external circumstances for validation or satisfaction, we allow ourselves to be at peace with what is. And in that peace, happiness naturally follows. As you continue breathing deeply, let this understanding deepen. Feel it in your body, in your breath, in the stillness of your mind. Let it resonate within you. You are already whole. There is nothing you need to prove. There is no external goal that will make you more complete. You are enough just as you are. You are peace. You are happiness. Tonight, as you drift into a peaceful sleep, remember that you don't need to do anything to find happiness. You simply need to allow it to unfold from within. The peace you seek is already inside you. All you need to do is make space for it, breathe with it, and let it guide you. As you rest here breathing deeply and gently, allow your mind to soften like the delicate flow of a calm river. Feel the tension in your body begin to melt away, as if the very act of breathing is washing over you, gently releasing the stresses of the day. Let the present moment unfold without rush, without expectation. In this sacred space, let us step deeper into the heart of true peace. The peace that you seek and that we all long for is not an illusion or a distant fantasy. It is right here, right now, waiting to be discovered. And the foundation of this peace rests on two timeless pillars, morality and meditation. In Buddhism, the path to peace is not a passive journey. It's an active, dynamic practice, a living, breathing process. It is a path that we walk each day, one step at a time. But the foundation for that peace comes from within. Morality and meditation are the twin pillars that uphold this foundation, supporting each other in a seamless dance that leads us toward harmony. These two practices are inseparable. They are not separate paths, but intertwined aspects of a single journey toward inner tranquility. Morality, in the context of Buddhist teachings, is not about rigid rules or strict moral judgments. It is not about guilt, punishment, or enforcing standards. Instead, it is about cultivating a life of ethical awareness, kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. It is the practice of choosing to live in harmony with the world and with oneself. In Buddhism, morality is rooted in understanding the interconnectedness of all beings and recognizing that the way we treat others is a reflection of the way we treat ourselves. The Buddha's teachings offer guidance in the form of the 5 precepts, which serve as practical tools to live ethically. These precepts are not meant to burden or restrict us, but to help us align with the natural flow of peace that resides deep within. They invite us to act with integrity, to speak with kindness, and to approach every situation with awareness and compassion. The precepts gently remind us to avoid harming others, whether through our actions, words, or thoughts, and to live a life that is mindful, compassionate, and just. In living with these precepts, we learn to clear the clutter from our minds and hearts. We are reminded that peace begins with how we live in relation to others. When we act with integrity and speak kindly, we create harmony, not only within ourselves, but also in the world around us. It's like the simple act of planting seeds in fertile soil. The seeds of love, patience, and compassion will grow into a beautiful garden of peace. The 5 precepts guide us, but they are not meant to be restrictive or burdensome. Instead, they serve as tools to help us cultivate a more peaceful and compassionate life. By following them, we align ourselves with the flow of peace, like a river flowing gently toward its destination, without resistance. The practice of morality in Buddhism asks us to be present in our actions, to act with intention, and to choose kindness over conflict. It's not about perfection, but about creating the conditions where peace can naturally grow. Yet, morality alone is not enough. It is only one side of the coin. To truly access the depth of peace, we must complement our moral actions with meditation. Meditation is the practice of turning inward, of quieting the mind, and connecting with our true nature. It is the art of stillness, of being present with whatever arises in the mind without judgment. It is not a means of achieving something, but of becoming aware, becoming mindful, becoming fully present. Meditation is often misunderstood as a tool for getting something, whether it's relaxation, happiness, or enlightenment. But in Buddhism, meditation is not about attaining anything. It's about observing. It's about sitting still, observing the ebb and flow of your thoughts, emotions, and sensations, and gently releasing any attachment to them. It's about creating a space where wisdom and peace can naturally arise simply by being still and mindful. In meditation, we are taught to sit in silence and observe without judgment. We observe our thoughts as they rise, and we allow them to pass like clouds drifting across the sky. Meditation is not about forcing the mind into stillness. It's about creating the conditions for stillness to emerge. It's about practicing awareness, not reacting to our thoughts, but simply noticing them. This practice allows us to clear away the clutter of daily distractions and create space for deeper clarity and insight. Think of your mind like a cluttered room. The more we sit and meditate, the more we clear away the dust and debris. The more we meditate, the more we create space for the light of understanding and peace to shine through. Meditation allows us to let go of the excess of the mental chatter, the worries and the restlessness, and return to a place of deep calm. As we meditate, we discover that peace is not something we have to chase. It is something that is always there, waiting for us to notice. Now, take a moment to reflect on your relationship with both morality and meditation. Have you experienced a time when living with kindness or compassion brought you a sense of peace, when your actions aligned with your values and you felt a deep sense of harmony within yourself? Or perhaps you've had a moment where meditation allowed you to quiet your mind, letting go of the noise of the world and finding a calm, centered space within. As you continue to breathe softly and gently, ask yourself this question: how can I invite more ethical awareness into my life? How can I deepen my meditation practice to create more peace within me? In this very moment, as you sit here, you might begin to see the connection between these two practices. Morality and meditation are not separate paths, they are intimately linked. Like the roots of a tree deeply connected beneath the surface, these two practices nourish each other and work together to bring you closer to lasting peace. Morality is like the soil in which peace grows. Meditation is like the water that nourishes that soil. Together, they create the conditions for peace to bloom in your life, just as a garden flourishes when it is cared for with love and attention. When we practice kindness and mindfulness in our actions, we are planting the seeds for peace to take root. And when we meditate, we water those seeds, clearing away the mental weeds of distraction, worry, and unskillful thoughts. In this way, morality and meditation work hand in hand to create a life of lasting peace. As we continue tonight, remember this: this practice is not about achieving perfection. It is not about being flawless or always getting it right. It is about steady, consistent progress, one small, mindful step at a time. Whether you begin with a simple act of compassion, a kind word, or a few moments of meditation, each effort is like planting a seed in the garden of your heart. And just as a seed requires time to grow, so does peace. It takes time, patience, and care. Peace is not something that can be rushed or forced. It unfolds gradually like the gentle opening of a flower. With each small effort, each moment of kindness, each breath of meditation, you are creating the conditions for peace to grow. And as that peace grows within you, it will ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you, bringing light and calm wherever you go. Remember, peace is not something you must chase. It is already here within you, quietly waiting to be uncovered. You have everything you need to cultivate it. The practices of morality and meditation are simply the tools that help you remember this truth. Tools that guide you back to your true nature, to the deep well of peace that resides within. So as we continue on this journey tonight, know that each moment you spend cultivating kindness, each moment you spend in stillness, is another step toward that deeper, lasting peace. And as that peace grows, it will touch everything you do, bringing clarity, calm, and joy into your life and into the world around you. And as you rest here, breathing deeply, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, let each breath guide you into a deeper sense of calm. Allow the soft rhythm of your breath to bring your awareness fully to this moment, creating a sense of spaciousness within. With every inhale, feel the stillness enter your body, and with each exhale, feel the weight of the day release. Notice how the noise of the world begins to fade away, leaving only the gentle hum of your breath in its place. In this space of quiet, let's turn our attention inward. Tonight we are invited to practice the simple yet powerful act of reflection, an essential practice in Buddhism, which helps clear the clutter of the mind, releasing the day's distractions and making room for peace. Reflection, as taught by the Buddha, is not about criticizing or judging ourselves. Rather, it is a means of cultivating clarity and self-awareness, a moment where we pause to gently observe the flow of our day and the events that shaped it. This is not a time for self-condemnation or harsh evaluations. It is an opportunity to understand ourselves better, to release the emotional baggage of the day, and to create space for rest and renewal. So let us begin this practice together. As you settle into the stillness of this moment, imagine yourself sitting beside a tranquil pond. The surface is calm and undisturbed, a perfect reflection of the sky above. Now gently place the events of your day upon this pond, watching as they float by. These reflections are not to be judged, but simply observed like the ripples on the water they pass by gently and without force. Notice what arises within you as you observe these moments. There is no need to hold on to them. Just allow them to float by as you stay rooted in this present moment. Start by reflecting on the moments that brought you peace today. Perhaps there was a quiet moment of connection, a kind word shared, or a simple act of mindfulness that allowed you to feel grounded. As you bring these moments to mind, allow yourself to feel the warmth of gratitude. Feel how these actions, no matter how small, nurtured the peace within you. It is important to honor these moments, for they are like seeds of joy that, when watered, can grow into a flourishing sense of inner contentment. Reflect on how your actions today aligned with your values, and let that awareness fill your heart with a sense of fulfillment. As you sit with these peaceful reflections, notice how the mind begins to calm, like the surface of the pond becoming still after a gentle breeze. In this stillness, you may begin to notice areas of tension or discomfort, moments from the day that brought stress, frustration, or regret. Perhaps there were instances when you did not act in accordance with your values, when emotions took over and you reacted impulsively instead of responding mindfully. Acknowledge these moments, not with judgment, but with awareness. See them clearly and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? In this space of reflection, there is no need for self-blame. Simply observe these moments as you would a passing cloud. What lessons can you take from them? How can you carry this wisdom forward, letting go of any lingering regrets or guilt that may remain? As you continue to reflect, begin to release the weight of these moments. Imagine the thoughts like leaves on the pond, drifting away with the current moving out of your awareness and into the distance. With each breath, allow the energy of the day to settle and dissolve. Release the tension that these moments may have created in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. You are safe here in this space of gentle awareness. You are not required to carry the weight of these thoughts any longer. Take another moment now to breathe deeply, and with each exhale, imagine the weight of your day floating away, like leaves floating gently to the bottom of the pond. Feel your body relax further into the stillness of this moment. Notice how your mind begins to clear, and the clutter of the day starts to fade into the background. This is the gift of reflection, the ability to let go, to accept the past as it is, and to allow your mind to be at rest. Remember, reflection is not a practice of perfection. It is not about looking for flaws or faults in ourselves, but about seeing ourselves with clarity. It is about understanding our actions, our responses, and our patterns with the intention to learn and grow. This practice invites us to be present with the day's events, to hold them with compassion, and to release them when their time has passed. In this way, we create the conditions for a peaceful, restful sleep. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a concept called right mindfulness, which refers to being fully aware of our thoughts, words, and actions. It is about being present in the moment, without attachment, without aversion, and without judgment. Reflection is an extension of right mindfulness, an opportunity to be fully present with the events of the day, to understand them with compassion, and to release them when their time is over. It is about letting go of what no longer serves us and making space for the stillness that we need to rest. As you continue to breathe softly, consider this. How often do we carry the past into our present, letting it shape our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions? How often do we let yesterday's experiences influence how we respond today? Reflection offers us the chance to free ourselves from this cycle. By observing our thoughts and actions and releasing them with compassion, we allow ourselves to be fully present in the here and now. Tonight, as you prepare for rest, remember that you are not defined by the events of today. You are not your mistakes, nor are you the sum of your frustrations. You are simply a being in this moment, with the opportunity to learn, grow, and let go. As you let go of the day, you make space for peace. As you release the weight of your thoughts, you create space for rest. And when you allow your mind to clear, you invite tranquility into your life. So as you rest tonight, remember that reflection is not a burden. It is a tool for liberation. It frees you from the weight of yesterday's actions, and it allows you to sleep deeply, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. By reflecting on your day, you create the conditions for a peaceful night and a fresh beginning tomorrow. There is nothing you need to do, no perfection to attain, simply be present. Let the thoughts and actions of the day settle. Let them go and allow yourself to rest in the simplicity of the present moment. With every breath, feel your body and mind soften, releasing any tension or worry. You are free to rest now, free to embrace the peace that is always within you. As you sit comfortably in the calm embrace of the present moment, I invite you to continue breathing deeply, allowing each inhale to nourish your body with life, and each exhale to release any remaining tension. Let your awareness be drawn inward, allowing the soothing stillness of your breath to guide you gently to a place of clarity. Here in this quiet space, we move further along the path of peace, deepening our understanding of right awareness and right action. Two key aspects of the Buddhist path that can help us cultivate lasting tranquility. In Buddhism, right awareness means being present with ourselves and the world in a clear, compassionate, and non-judgmental way. It is about fully experiencing each moment without allowing our minds to wander into regret over the past or anxiety about the future. Right awareness is the practice of being present with our thoughts, actions, and emotions without judgment or criticism. It is about allowing our minds to settle into the present moment and observing our inner world with gentleness and understanding. Take a moment now to bring your awareness to the thoughts that arise in your mind. What are you thinking right now? What emotions are you feeling? There is no need to push them away, and there is no need to hold on to them tightly. Simply notice them with a sense of curiosity, as if you are observing a passing cloud in the sky. Can you allow these thoughts and feelings to be as they are without adding any judgment or criticism? In the Buddhist tradition, it is common for us to be caught in the habit of self-criticism. We tend to judge ourselves harshly for our perceived failures or mistakes, and we often hold ourselves to an unrealistic standard of perfection. But this tendency towards self-judgment can be one of the greatest obstacles to peace. Self-criticism creates an inner tension that pulls us away from the present moment, filling our minds with regret or self-doubt and leaving us feeling unworthy of peace. Instead of judging ourselves, we are invited to practice right awareness, which is an awareness that is free from criticism. Right awareness encourages us to simply observe, to notice, and to learn from our experiences without attaching labels of good or bad to them. This is a deeply compassionate way of engaging with ourselves and the world. Instead of being our own harshest critic, we can become our own most patient teacher, offering ourselves the space to learn and grow without judgment. Let's practice this right awareness together now. As you breathe gently, bring to mind a moment from your day that you wish had gone differently. Perhaps you spoke in a way that you later regretted, or maybe you felt frustration in a situation that you couldn't control. Instead of criticizing yourself, I invite you to notice how you feel about that moment. What emotions come up when you recall it? Can you simply observe those emotions without adding any judgment? Ask yourself, without any self-criticism, what could I have done differently, and allow the answer to come naturally. Do not push yourself to find a solution immediately, but simply allow the awareness of this moment to settle in. What is there to learn from it? What wisdom can you take from it that will help you in the future? And then let it go. Like a pebble thrown into a calm pond, let that moment ripple away, knowing that you have learned from it, and you no longer need to carry it with you. As you continue to sit in this peaceful space, let's shift our attention to right action, the practice of acting in accordance with our highest values and intentions. Right action is not about adhering to a set of external rules or trying to achieve perfection in every moment. It is about acting with integrity, kindness, and mindfulness. Right action is about aligning our actions with our deepest values and allowing those values to guide us in our decisions and interactions with others. Right action also involves understanding the consequences of our actions, both on ourselves and on others. It means being mindful of how our words and actions affect the world around us and taking responsibility for the impact we have. In Buddhism, right action is about cultivating a life of generosity, kindness, and compassion. It is about choosing actions that bring peace to our hearts and to the hearts of others. Take a moment now to reflect on your actions today. Can you think of a time when you acted with kindness, compassion, or mindfulness? Perhaps you helped someone in need, or you offered a kind word to someone who was struggling. When you reflect on these moments, how do you feel? Do you notice how your heart feels lighter and more open? This is the effect of right action. When we act in alignment with our values, we create peace not only in the world, but also in our hearts. Now let's reflect on a moment when our actions might not have aligned with our values. Maybe we acted out of frustration, impatience, or selfishness. It's natural to feel disappointed when this happens, but remember that this is not the time for self-criticism. Instead, it is an opportunity for right awareness, an opportunity to observe the moment with compassion without judgment. Ask yourself, what led me to act in that way? What was I feeling in that moment? This is where right action and right awareness come together. Right awareness allows us to see clearly without distortion, and right action helps us to align with our deepest values. When we act with kindness, compassion, and mindfulness, we build a foundation of peace in our lives. And when we observe our actions with awareness, we can learn from them and make better choices in the future. As we reflect on our day tonight, remember that right awareness and right action are not about achieving perfection. They are about gently guiding ourselves back to our highest values with each new moment. It's not about getting everything right all the time, but about trying to live with awareness, kindness, and integrity, knowing that every step we take on the path brings us closer to peace. Take a moment now to breathe deeply, letting go of any self-criticism or judgment, and feel the peace that arises when we simply allow ourselves to be present, to act from a place of compassion, and to learn from each moment with an open heart. As the evening unfolds and you remain nestled in this peaceful stillness, take another deep breath and feel the weight of the day begin to dissolve with each gentle exhale. With every breath, you drift closer to a state of deep awareness where the mind settles, the heart softens, and clarity emerges. Now let us explore a beautiful and profound practice that has the power to bring a deep sense of purpose and awakening into your life: daily contemplation. The Buddha taught that the path to enlightenment is one of constant awareness and self-reflection. In order to truly understand ourselves and the world around us, we must cultivate a mind that is not only calm, but also thoughtful. The practice of daily contemplation allows us to bring clarity to our thoughts and actions, helping us grow in wisdom and understanding, while also creating a deeper sense of connection to the present moment. In Buddhism, this practice often takes the form of a set of guiding questions. These questions are not meant to be answered quickly or casually. Instead, they are tools for reflection that help us understand our actions, emotions, and thoughts more clearly. The Buddha himself used to contemplate 3 key questions every day, and these questions serve as a gentle guide on the path toward wisdom and inner peace. Take a moment now to reflect on these 3 questions, allowing them to settle into your awareness. They are simple yet profound, and they are meant to help you align your life with your highest values. As we move through each of these questions, ask yourself gently, without rushing or forcing any answers. Let the wisdom come naturally, and allow the answers to unfold in your mind as you sit in the calm of this moment. 1. What did I do well today? Begin by asking yourself, what actions or moments brought me peace today? This question is not meant to glorify or praise yourself, but rather to notice the small victories, the moments of kindness, mindfulness, and love. These moments may seem small, but when we take the time to notice them, we begin to recognize the positive impact we have on ourselves and others. Think back on your day. Did you act with compassion? Did you listen with an open heart? Did you bring clarity and mindfulness into any of your actions? Reflect on these moments and feel the warmth of gratitude for them. It is important to honor these small acts of kindness and mindfulness because they create the foundation for peace. The more we recognize these positive moments, the more we naturally cultivate a life of compassion and wisdom. When we acknowledge our good deeds, even the smallest ones, we fill our hearts with a sense of accomplishment, not out of ego, but out of a genuine understanding of our efforts to align with our highest values. 2. What could I have done better today? After reflecting on your successes, the next question gently invites you to look at the areas where you may have fallen short or where your actions did not align with your values. What could I have done differently today? This is not an invitation to self-criticism, but an opportunity for growth. It is about examining your thoughts and actions with compassion and honesty. Perhaps there were moments when you spoke in a way you didn't intend, or when you reacted from a place of frustration rather than mindfulness. Instead of regretting those moments, see them clearly, like clouds passing through the sky, and ask yourself, what lesson can I take from this? The goal is not to dwell on mistakes, but to understand them and transform them into wisdom. By asking this question, you open yourself up to the possibility of learning without judgment. When we reflect on what could have been done better, we are not condemning ourselves, but allowing room for growth and understanding. We become more attuned to our habits, our patterns, and the areas where we can align more deeply with our values. 3. What will I improve tomorrow? The final question is about forward movement, about bringing intention into tomorrow. What will I improve tomorrow? This question calls us to set a positive intention for the coming day. It allows us to leave behind any lingering regrets and instead focus on what we can do next. What actions or thoughts will we nurture in the next day? How can we bring more mindfulness, more compassion, more clarity into our lives? By asking this question, we acknowledge that the path to peace is not about perfection, it is about progress. Each day is an opportunity to begin anew, to adjust to grow, and to become more aligned with our highest values, whether it's cultivating patience in difficult situations, responding with kindness rather than frustration, or simply being more present in each moment. This question helps you take action toward a better tomorrow. Now let's take a moment to reflect on these 3 questions. As you sit in stillness, notice how your mind shifts. You are no longer caught in the rush of the day, but present in the simplicity of this moment. There is no need to rush toward answers. Simply allow the questions to settle in your mind gently and with compassion. As you breathe softly, let these questions guide you deeper into self-awareness. With each breath, you draw closer to the understanding that true peace comes not from perfection, but from the willingness to look deeply within, to learn and to grow. By engaging with these questions, you allow yourself to soften toward your own mistakes, to celebrate your successes, and to create space for improvement. When we reflect in this way with honesty and compassion, we cultivate the wisdom that the Buddha spoke of, a wisdom that arises from self-awareness, from understanding our actions, and from aligning our lives with our deepest values. This practice does not require you to be perfect. It simply invites you to be present, to learn, and to move forward with intention and mindfulness. As we conclude this part of our practice, remember that these questions are not meant to be answered once and forgotten. They are meant to be a daily practice, a gentle reminder to keep checking in with yourself to ensure that your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions align with the peaceful, compassionate life that you wish to cultivate. Each day is a fresh opportunity to begin again, to reflect, to grow, and to become more attuned to the peace that resides within you. As we continue on this peaceful journey together, I invite you to return to your breath. Feel the rhythm of your inhalations and exhalations, a steady pulse that connects you to the present moment. With every breath, you deepen your awareness of the here and now, leaving behind the distractions of the day. The stillness you've cultivated within is your foundation for a deeper exploration, one that brings us to the practice of mindfulness, the gateway to wisdom and inner strength. In Buddhism, mindfulness is not just a practice, it is a way of life. It is about being fully present in every moment, whether we are sitting in meditation or interacting with the world around us. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention consciously and without judgment to our thoughts, feelings, actions, and the world in which we live. It is about seeing things as they truly are, without the filter of our biases or attachments. This clarity of mind, this ability to perceive the world with openness and awareness, is the foundation of wisdom. True wisdom, as described in Buddhist teachings, is not about knowing facts or accumulating information. It is about understanding the nature of the mind and the world, seeing things clearly. and acting from a place of compassion and clarity. Wisdom is the result of cultivating mindfulness, of consistently bringing our awareness to the present moment. The more we practice mindfulness, the more we deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world. Take a moment now to reflect on your own mindfulness practice. You may already have moments in your day when you are fully present, when you are aware of the taste of your food, the sensation of your breath, or the feelings that arise in your body. Mindfulness does not require us to change what we are doing. It simply invites us to do it with full awareness. Think back to a moment in your day when you were truly mindful, when you were completely present with what you were doing. Perhaps it was a moment of deep focus, or simply a quiet moment of connection with yourself or another person. As you reflect, ask yourself, how can I bring more mindfulness into my day-to-day life? How can I be more present with my thoughts, my actions, and the world around me? The practice of mindfulness is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process of awareness and understanding, a continual learning and unlearning that brings wisdom into every aspect of our lives. Mindfulness is the key to transforming our experiences. It allows us to see things clearly, to recognize when we are caught in patterns of distraction, and to gently bring ourselves back to the present. This awareness creates a space where wisdom can arise. It helps us make decisions from a place of clarity rather than reacting impulsively or out of habit. As we deepen our mindfulness practice, we begin to notice how our thoughts and emotions shift. When we are truly mindful, we can observe our thoughts without becoming entangled in them. We can see our emotions as they arise without identifying with them. This freedom, this ability to simply observe and understand, is the essence of wisdom in Buddhism. Wisdom is the recognition that our thoughts and emotions are transient. They arise, they pass, and we are not defined by them. In our daily lives, we are often swept away by our thoughts and emotions, reacting automatically without understanding their true nature. Mindfulness gives us the ability to pause, to take a step back, and to observe before acting. This simple shift from reaction to observation creates space for wisdom to arise. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and reflect on your own patterns of thinking. Are there thoughts or emotions that tend to arise repeatedly in your mind? Are there patterns of reactivity or habitual ways of thinking that influence your actions? Mindfulness invites us to observe these patterns without judgment, simply noticing them as they arise. And as we do, we begin to recognize the impermanent nature of these thoughts and emotions. They come and go, but they do not define us. We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that observes them. This is the true power of mindfulness. It allows us to observe without attachment. It allows us to let go of the need to control our thoughts or emotions, and instead, simply be with them. When we practice mindfulness in this way, we cultivate wisdom. We see the world as it truly is, not through the lens of our judgments or expectations, but in its raw, beautiful simplicity. Mindfulness also strengthens the mind. As we cultivate mindfulness, we train our minds to be more focused, more attentive, and more present. The mind becomes sharper, clearer, and more resilient. It is like a muscle that, when exercised, grows stronger and more capable. The more we practice mindfulness, the more we are able to bring our attention back to the present moment, regardless of what distractions arise. And the more we strengthen our ability to focus, the more wisdom and clarity arise naturally. But mindfulness is not just about mental clarity, it is also about cultivating emotional resilience. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our emotions and reactions, and we learn to respond to them in a calm, measured way. We no longer react impulsively, but respond with wisdom and understanding. This emotional resilience is key to cultivating lasting peace. It allows us to face the challenges of life with a sense of ease, knowing that we are capable of handling whatever arises without being overwhelmed by it. Now take a moment to reflect on your emotional responses today. Were there moments when you felt overwhelmed, anxious, or frustrated? How did you react? Mindfulness invites us to observe these emotions with curiosity rather than judgment. It invites us to explore the underlying causes of our emotions and to respond with understanding and compassion. As you sit here breathing deeply, ask yourself, how can I cultivate more mindfulness in my daily life? How can I become more aware of my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions, and respond with wisdom and compassion? Mindfulness is not something that happens in a single moment. It is a lifelong practice. With each breath, with each moment of awareness, you deepen your understanding, strengthen your mind, and cultivate a life of lasting peace. As we conclude tonight's practice, remember that mindfulness is the foundation upon which wisdom is built. It is not a destination, but a path, one that we walk each day, one mindful step at a time. With each moment of awareness, you are cultivating peace, clarity, and understanding. The more you practice, the more wisdom you will naturally develop. And with that wisdom, you will find a deep and unshakable peace that will carry you through the challenges of life with grace, resilience, and ease. As we continue our journey into stillness tonight, I invite you to take a deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then release it slowly, letting go of any remaining tension or weight from your body. With each breath, feel yourself sinking deeper into the present moment. Allow the peace that surrounds you to settle into your bones, into your heart, into the very core of your being. Let go of all that is unnecessary, all that weighs you down, and rest in the simplicity of just being here now. In Buddhism, one of the most profound teachings is the concept of impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is temporary, constantly changing and fleeting. The Buddha taught that nothing is permanent, not our joys, not our sorrows, not even our very lives. The impermanence of all things is a reality that we must learn to accept if we are to find true peace. This acceptance is not about resignation or indifference, but about releasing our attachment to things as they are, knowing that all things are in constant flux. Take a moment now to reflect on your own life. Can you think of a moment that you once thought would last forever, only to realize it has now passed? Perhaps it was a season of happiness, a relationship, or an achievement that brought you joy. Or maybe it was a difficult time, a painful experience, or a challenge that once felt unbearable but is now a distant memory. How does it feel to reflect on the impermanence of those experiences? In the Buddhist tradition, we are taught that attachment is the source of much of our suffering. When we attach ourselves to people, objects, or experiences, believing that they will bring us lasting happiness, we inevitably face disappointment when they change or fade. This attachment to permanence causes us to struggle to resist and to fight against the natural flow of life. We find ourselves clinging to what is temporary, hoping to make it last, only to discover that everything is slipping through our fingers like sand. But true peace comes not from holding on tightly, but from learning to let go. To embrace the impermanence of life is to embrace freedom, the freedom to release our attachment to things and to simply allow life to unfold as it will. When we accept that everything is temporary, we stop resisting change and open ourselves up to the natural flow of life. We let go of our need for control and surrender to the beauty of impermanence. Now, as you continue to breathe, gently reflect on the things in your life to which you are most attached. Perhaps it is a particular outcome or desire that you are holding on to. Maybe it's a relationship, a possession, or a certain way of life that you cling to, hoping it will never change. Take a moment to acknowledge these attachments and gently ask yourself, what would it be like to let go of this attachment? What if you allowed things to simply be without the need to control them or hold on to them? This is where the practice of letting go comes into play. Letting go is not about denying your feelings or ignoring your attachments. It is about accepting that change is inevitable and that our happiness does not depend on holding on to anything. Letting go is about releasing the need to control the outcome of every situation, knowing that peace comes not from having everything as we want it, but from being at peace with the way things are. Imagine for a moment that you are holding a small, delicate flower in your hand. The flower is beautiful, full of color and life. But as you hold it, you begin to feel the need to control it, to keep it from wilting, to protect it from the wind. You hold on to it tightly, hoping that it will last forever. But in doing so, you begin to crush it, to suffocate it. The flower wilts in your hand, no longer able to breathe freely. When you release it, you allow it to return to the earth to live its full life in its own time. Letting go is like releasing that flower, allowing it to bloom and fade naturally without attachment. In the same way, when we release our attachments to things, we allow ourselves to experience life more fully. We stop holding on to past memories or future worries and instead open ourselves to the present moment. We stop trying to control everything and allow life to flow freely just as it is. This is not about indifference, but about acceptance. Accepting life as it comes with all its joys and sorrows, its successes and failures. Now, as you continue to breathe, gently ask yourself, what can I release tonight? What thoughts, what worries, or what attachments can I let go of so that I can rest in the peace of this moment? Picture these thoughts as leaves drifting away on a gentle stream, floating downstream far away from you. With each breath, release them and allow yourself to rest, knowing that there is no need to hold on any longer. When we embrace impermanence, we also begin to embrace freedom. Freedom from the need to control, to cling, to resist. And in this freedom, we find true peace. The more we practice letting go, the lighter we feel, and the more present we become. It is in the act of releasing that we find the space for peace to enter. As we continue tonight, let this practice of acceptance and letting go be your guide. Know that you are not alone on this journey. With each moment of letting go, you are moving closer to the peace that resides within you. You are moving closer to the realization that all is well just as it is. You are already whole, already complete, and you do not need to hold on to anything to experience the fullness of peace. Take a moment now in the quiet to reflect on how letting go can bring you peace. Feel the weight lifting from your shoulders, the tension easing from your body. Allow yourself to rest in this moment of stillness, knowing that you do not need to control anything, that peace is already here, and that the natural flow of life will carry you where you need to go. As we enter this moment of stillness, I invite you to breathe deeply once more. Feel your body soften with each exhale, releasing any remaining weight from the day. Let go of the need to do anything, to think about anything, or to solve anything right now. Just breathe. In this space, you are free to simply be. This is the foundation of peace, the ability to let go, to relinquish the grip we so often have on life's fleeting moments, and to rest in the quiet comfort of the present. Tonight, we explore a profound practice that is deeply connected to letting go, the practice of purifying the mind before sleep. As we approach the end of the day, we are invited to clear our mental space of the clutter and distractions we carry with us, so that we can rest in a mind free from tension, worry, or lingering thoughts. It's a practice of releasing everything that is unnecessary, everything that does not serve our peace, so that we can enter sleep with clarity and calmness. In Buddhist practice, this purification of the mind is not an act of denial or suppression, but an act of gentle release. It's about recognizing that not everything in life needs to be held on to, especially when it comes to the mental baggage we carry into our sleep. How many times have you found yourself lying in bed, unable to sleep, because your mind is racing with unfinished business worries or unresolved emotions? When we go to bed with a cluttered mind, we are not fully resting. Our minds continue to churn, processing the unresolved thoughts and emotions of the day, keeping us awake and restless. But when we practice letting go before sleep, we give ourselves the gift of true rest, a rest that restores not only our bodies but our minds as well. Take a moment now in the quiet of this space to reflect on the thoughts and feelings that may be lingering in your mind. Are there worries or frustrations that you are holding on to from the day? Is there an unresolved situation, a conversation that didn't go as planned, or an emotion that you haven't fully processed yet? Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment and without the need to fix them. Just observe them as if they are passing clouds in the sky. There is no need to chase after them or hold on to them. Allow them to float away, knowing that they do not need to accompany you into the night. This practice of letting go before sleep is a gift of self-compassion. It's about acknowledging that for tonight, you do not need to carry the weight of unresolved thoughts or emotions. You can release them, knowing that they will be there when you wake up. But for now, you are free to rest. Picture each of these thoughts and emotions as objects that you can set down one by one until your mental space feels lighter and clearer. As you let go, feel the tension in your body begin to ease, your mind becoming less cluttered and your spirit softening. Now imagine yourself lying down, your body fully supported by the earth beneath you. Feel the weight of the day release from your muscles and let each part of your body relax. As your body settles into the comfort of rest, allow your mind to settle as well. Breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. With each breath, feel yourself becoming lighter, as if the burdens of the day are drifting away, carried by the rhythm of your breath. Let go of any thoughts, any worries, or any fears, and trust that this is your time to rest. In the Buddhist tradition, letting go is not just a mental exercise, it is also a physical and emotional release. When we let go of our thoughts, we also release the tension that they create in our bodies. This is why mindfulness of the body is so important. As we release mental tension, we also relax our muscles, release physical tension, and allow ourselves to fully rest. Imagine your body and mind sinking into a deep, peaceful sleep, free from the weight of unresolved thoughts. Letting go before sleep is also about acceptance, accepting that some things are simply beyond our control. There are situations we cannot change, emotions we cannot fix, and outcomes that are not ours to decide. But peace comes when we accept that reality, not as a source of frustration, but as a moment of liberation. When we accept what we cannot change, we free ourselves from the need to carry it. This practice of acceptance is not a resignation, but a release a release of the struggle to control or fix what is beyond our reach. Take another moment now as you breathe softly to reflect on the art of acceptance. What is it that you are still holding on to? What thoughts or worries are you carrying into this night unnecessarily? Can you release them now with a sense of gentleness and compassion? Know that you are not abandoning them, but simply allowing them to rest for now. When you wake, you will be in a clearer space, better equipped to handle whatever comes next. But for now, you are free. As we continue, remember that letting go before sleep is not just about releasing thoughts. It is also about releasing expectations of perfection, of having everything figured out, or of needing to be in control. When we let go of these expectations, we allow ourselves to rest in the reality of the present moment. We accept that we are enough just as we are, and that it is okay to simply be in the moment without striving for anything more. This practice is an act of surrender, but it is a surrender that brings peace, not defeat. Now, as you rest here, know that you are creating the conditions for a peaceful sleep. The practice of letting go before sleep is not about erasing all thoughts or emotions, but about creating space for rest. It is about allowing yourself to release the weight of the day, trusting that the world will continue on without you needing to carry it. You are safe in this moment. You are at peace. Let your breath guide you gently toward the rest you deserve. As we settle into the calm of the present moment, I invite you to take a deep, nourishing breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, release any remaining tension in your body. In this space of stillness, we are reminded that each moment, whether it's a breath or a thought, is a chance to begin anew. We often think of change as something that happens gradually over time or after a great event, but in reality, every moment offers us a new opportunity to start fresh. And with each new day, we are given a beautiful chance for rebirth. In Buddhism, we are taught that every day is an opportunity to practice mindfulness, compassion, and understanding. But more than that, every morning offers us the chance to reset our intentions, to bring clarity to our mind, and to approach life with a sense of purpose. The start of each new day is like the blank page of a book, ready to be filled with your thoughts, actions, and experiences. There is no need to carry the burdens of yesterday into today. Each sunrise is a fresh start, an invitation to live with intention, to be mindful of the choices you make, and to move toward a life of peace and wisdom. Take a moment now to reflect on your mornings. How do you begin your day? Do you wake up with a sense of peace, or do you start the day already feeling behind, caught up in the demands and expectations of the world around you? How would it feel to embrace each new day as a gift, an opportunity to reset, to breathe, and to align yourself with the peace you seek? Buddhist practice teaches us that we can choose how we enter each day. We can choose to wake up with gratitude, with mindfulness, and with a sense of purpose. But how often do we let our thoughts wander to worries, to tasks, or to obligations before we have even risen from bed? How often do we jump into the day's rush, neglecting the opportunity for stillness and awareness? This is where mindfulness and intention come into play. Just as we choose our actions in the present moment, we can choose how we greet the day. Right mindfulness, one of the core teachings of Buddhism, invites us to be fully present, not only in our thoughts and actions, but also in how we begin each day. Instead of allowing the day to control us, we can take a moment each morning to align ourselves with the peace and clarity we want to carry forward. This simple practice of mindfulness at the start of the day can transform how we move through the hours ahead. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a clear intention to be present, to approach each moment with mindfulness, and to embrace the day with gratitude. How would that shift the way you experience the world around you? Instead of rushing through your morning routine, you could take a few moments to breathe deeply, to check in with yourself, and to acknowledge the opportunity for growth and peace that each day brings. This is the practice of daily renewal, the understanding that with each morning we have the power to start fresh, to cultivate a clear and peaceful mind, and to create the life we desire. In Buddhism, we are reminded that nothing is permanent, not the joys, not the sorrows, not even our thoughts and emotions. Everything is in a constant state of change, and with this change comes the opportunity for growth and transformation. Each new day is a chance for you to grow in wisdom, compassion, and understanding. But you must first accept that today is new. Yesterday is over, and you are not bound by the choices you made in the past. You are free to begin again, to live with greater awareness, and to embrace the impermanence of life. Take a deep breath now, and with each inhale, feel the possibility of a new day unfolding before you. Imagine yourself waking up tomorrow with a sense of excitement and clarity. What is the intention you want to set for your day? Perhaps it is to practice kindness in every interaction, to approach your work with a sense of mindfulness, or to embrace the challenges of the day with resilience. Whatever your intention may be, know that it is within your power to choose how you experience the day ahead. As you reflect on the power of each new morning, ask yourself, what do I want to bring into my life today? What intentions will you set for your thoughts, actions, and interactions? How will you approach the day with a sense of mindfulness, compassion, and clarity? When we begin each day with intention, we align ourselves with the flow of peace and wisdom, and we create the conditions for joy to arise naturally. Let this understanding sink deeply into your heart as you continue to breathe gently. Each new day is a chance to begin again. And no matter what happens during the day, you always have the power to reset, to return to your center, and to embrace each moment as a new opportunity for growth and peace. Rebirth is not a one-time event. It happens every day. It happens with each breath, each thought, and each step you take on the path to peace. As you lay down to rest tonight, remember that tomorrow is a new beginning. You do not need to carry any past regrets, mistakes, or worries into the next day. You can choose to begin anew with clarity and a heart full of intention. This is the gift of each morning, a fresh start, a new chance to live with peace, mindfulness, and purpose. Let this understanding of rebirth inspire you as you rest. Allow it to guide you as you face each new day, knowing that you have the power to create a life filled with peace, compassion, and wisdom. Tomorrow is a new day, a day full of possibility, full of peace, full of you. Let it unfold with grace. As we continue to breathe in this stillness, take a moment to truly feel the gentle flow of air in and out of your lungs. Let each breath guide you deeper into a state of presence as the weight of the day continues to fade into the background. Tonight, we turn our attention to one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism, the contemplation of impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is in a constant state of change. It is one of the central teachings of the Buddha, and it holds the key to letting go of attachments, finding peace, and living fully in the present. Impermanence is not just an abstract concept or a philosophical idea. It is the very nature of existence. Everything, our lives, our relationships, our experiences is in constant flux. Just as the seasons change, so too do the moments in our lives. The Buddha reminds us that nothing lasts forever, and that by understanding and embracing impermanence, we can live more freely and with greater peace. Take a moment now to reflect on your life and consider the many changes you have experienced. Think of how things have shifted over time, relationships that have come and gone, moments of joy that have passed, and difficult times that have eventually faded. How does it feel to acknowledge that everything, every moment, is in a state of constant change? The truth of impermanence is often met with resistance. We are human after all, and we tend to want to hold on to what we cherish. We want to preserve relationships, experiences, and even our own sense of identity. But in doing so, we may find ourselves grasping tightly to things that are meant to flow freely. The beauty of impermanence is that it invites us to experience life more fully, not as something we need to control, but as something to be appreciated in its ever-changing form. The Buddha's teachings on impermanence ask us to let go of our attachment to permanence, to stop holding on to the belief that life should remain the same, or that we can control every outcome. When we understand that change is inevitable, we stop fighting against it. We can then embrace the natural rhythm of life flowing with its changes instead of resisting them. Imagine for a moment that you are standing beside a river. The water flows steadily, constantly moving, and each moment is new. If you were to try to catch the water in your hands, you would find it slipping through your fingers, flowing away before you could hold on to it. But if you let go of your need to control the water, you can watch it flow freely, appreciating each moment as it passes. Life is the same way. It is constantly flowing, constantly changing. When we stop trying to control it, we can experience the beauty of each moment, knowing that it is precious, precisely because it is fleeting. Now, as you continue to breathe softly, reflect on the things in your life that you have tried to hold on to, perhaps a relationship, a job, a particular stage in life. What would it feel like to let go of the need to cling to these things and to simply allow them to be as they are, knowing that they will change? The practice of remembering impermanence invites us to see things as they truly are, beautiful, precious, and temporary. It helps us appreciate the fleeting nature of life, and in doing so, it allows us to live with greater mindfulness and gratitude. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness of impermanence can be a deeply liberating experience. When we acknowledge the impermanence of all things, we are no longer weighed down by the fear of loss. We understand that the people we love, the experiences we treasure, and even the challenges we face are all part of the natural cycle of life. By recognizing the impermanence of life, we are able to live more fully in the present moment without clinging to the past or fearing the future. Take a moment now to reflect on what is most meaningful to you in this life. Is there something you've been holding on to, unwilling to let go of? Perhaps it's a memory or a goal or even a past identity. How might it feel to accept that everything is in flux, that nothing stays the same, and that your attachment to certain outcomes may be keeping you from fully experiencing life as it is? By embracing impermanence, we open ourselves to a deeper appreciation for the present moment. We realize that each day, each breath, and each encounter is a gift, one that will not last forever, but that can be cherished in its fleeting beauty. This awareness encourages us to live with greater gratitude, to love more deeply, and to approach life with a heart that is open to change, knowing that it is a natural part of the cycle of life. In this moment, Let the understanding of impermanence wash over you like a gentle wave. Recognize that the things you once thought would last forever, the moments that seemed so important, have already changed, and that's okay. In fact, that's more than okay. It is the beauty of life itself. By releasing the need to hold on to what is temporary, you create space for new experiences, new connections, and a deeper sense of peace. Breathe deeply once again, and as you do, feel the lightness in your body. With each exhale, imagine yourself releasing any attachments, any worries, any expectations. Allow yourself to be fully present with this moment, knowing that this is all you need. Let go of any fear, regret, or longing, and simply embrace the flow of life, knowing that it is beautiful precisely because it is ever-changing. As we continue tonight, remember that impermanence is not something to fear, but something to honor. It is the key to letting go of attachment, to embracing life as it is, and to living with greater clarity and peace. The impermanence of life reminds us to appreciate every moment, to love deeply, and to hold each experience with gratitude, knowing that it will pass, but it will remain with us in its memory. As you breathe softly and gently, feel the rhythm of each inhale and exhale, guiding you deeper into the present moment. Let the world outside dissolve as your mind begins to clear, and your body settles into a state of peaceful relaxation. Here in this stillness, we begin to explore one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism: self-awareness and the cultivation of mental purity. These two aspects of our practice are deeply interconnected, as self-awareness is the gateway to clarity, and clarity leads to a mind that is free from confusion, distraction, and turmoil. Self-awareness is the ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and actions without becoming attached to them, without judgment or reaction. It is the practice of stepping back, creating space between ourselves and our mental habits, and simply noticing what arises within. The more we cultivate self-awareness, the more we come to understand our own mind, the patterns, the tendencies, the beliefs that shape our experience. With this understanding, we can then begin to purify the mind, clearing away the clutter of distractions and unskillful thoughts, and making space for wisdom, peace, and clarity. Take a moment now to bring your awareness inward. As you breathe deeply, notice what thoughts or emotions are present in your mind. Are there any thoughts that have been lingering, replaying over and over? Are there any emotions that feel heavy or unresolved? Simply observe these thoughts and feelings without judgment. There is no need to push them away or cling to them. Just notice them. Notice the way they arise and fade like waves in the ocean, each one coming and going without resistance. This is the practice of self-awareness, to observe without becoming entangled. In Buddhism, the practice of self-awareness is considered essential for mental purity. When we become aware of the thoughts and emotions that arise within us, we begin to see them clearly. And when we see them clearly, we can begin to choose how we respond instead of reacting impulsively or habitually. This is where the mind becomes purified. The more we cultivate awareness, the less we are controlled by our mental patterns. We no longer get lost in our thoughts, but instead we learn to observe them, to let them pass by, and to return to the present moment with a sense of clarity and calm. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply, let's explore the concept of mental purity. In Buddhism, mental purity is not about eradicating all thoughts or emotions, but about creating a clear mind, one that is free from the clutter of negativity, confusion, and attachment. Mental purity arises when we cultivate a mind that is not weighed down by judgment, criticism, or desire. It is a mind that is open, receptive, and free from the habitual reactions that often cause us suffering. To cultivate mental purity, we must begin by acknowledging the thoughts and emotions that arise within us. We must be willing to observe them with compassion and curiosity, rather than judgment or fear. As we cultivate this awareness, we begin to notice the habits of the mind, the automatic reactions, the patterns of thought that keep us stuck in cycles of negativity, frustration, and stress. These habits are not who we are. They are simply patterns that have been shaped over time by our experiences, conditioning, and beliefs. Take a moment now to reflect on your own mental patterns. Are there thoughts that you tend to return to over and over again? Are there certain beliefs or judgments that color your perception of yourself or the world? Perhaps there are moments when you feel anxious, frustrated, or unworthy, and you replay those thoughts in your mind over and over. These thoughts are the clutter of the mind. They are not permanent but habitual, and they can be released when we bring awareness to them. Now, as you breathe gently, ask yourself, what thoughts or patterns do I want to release? What beliefs or judgments are no longer serving me, and how can I let them go? In Buddhism, we are taught that the mind is like a garden. If we allow weeds to grow unchecked, they will take over the garden, crowding out the flowers. Similarly, if we allow negative or unhelpful thoughts to dominate our minds, they will crowd out the peace and clarity that are naturally available to us. But when we cultivate awareness, we can notice these weeds and gently remove them, making space for the flowers of wisdom, compassion, and peace to bloom. Self-awareness is the first step in this process. It is the ability to recognize when we are caught in a mental pattern, when we are lost in worry, judgment, or negativity. Once we become aware of these patterns, we can choose to let them go. This is where mental purity arises, not from suppressing or rejecting our thoughts, but from gently releasing the ones that no longer serve us. When we allow our minds to become free of these unnecessary distractions, we make room for the clarity and peace that are always present within us. The practice of mental purity is also about compassion. As we become more aware of our thoughts, we may notice that we can be very hard on ourselves. We may criticize ourselves for not being perfect or for not living up to our own expectations. But mental purity invites us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Just as we would treat a dear friend with compassion, we are invited to treat ourselves with the same gentleness. It is through this compassion that we purify the mind, not by forcing ourselves to be better, but by accepting ourselves as we are with all our imperfections, and by gently letting go of the thoughts that no longer serve us. As you continue to breathe deeply, take a moment to reflect on your own relationship with your thoughts. How often do you criticize or judge yourself? How often do you get caught in mental patterns that cause stress or suffering? Can you notice the moments when your mind is clouded and gently bring yourself back to a place of clarity? The practice of self-awareness and mental purity is not about achieving perfection. It is about creating space for the mind to be clear, space for the heart to be open, and space for peace to emerge. It is a practice that we return to again and again each time we notice the clutter of the mind, each time we feel ourselves getting lost in old habits. With each breath, we cultivate a clearer mind, one that is free from judgment, free from attachment, and open to the present moment. As we continue tonight, remember that mental purity is not a destination, it is a process. It is a journey that unfolds gradually, moment by moment, with each breath, each thought, each action, and with each step we come closer to the peace and clarity that reside within us. So as you rest tonight, let this practice of self-awareness and mental purity guide you. Let go of any judgment or criticism. Allow your mind to clear and make space for the stillness and peace that are always within you. As you continue to breathe deeply and gently, feel the soothing rhythm of your breath guide you into a state of profound stillness. Each inhale brings a wave of calm, and each exhale carries away any remaining tension or distraction. In this sacred moment of peace, we come to the final stage of our journey, a practice that can transform your mind, heart, and life meditation. Meditation in Buddhism is not just a technique or a practice, it is a way of being. It is the art of cultivating stillness, of turning inward to connect with the deepest parts of ourselves, where peace, wisdom, and clarity reside. It is the space where we can release our attachments, our worries, and our constant striving, and instead rest in the quiet simplicity of the present moment. When we meditate, we allow ourselves to be fully present, free from distractions, and in tune with the flow of life. Tonight, we explore the power of meditation to create profound peace in our lives. Through meditation, we learn the art of letting go of our thoughts, our emotions, and our desires, allowing them to pass like clouds in the sky. This act of letting go is not about suppression or avoidance. It is about releasing our grip on the things that no longer serve us and returning to the pure, unchanging presence that lies within. Take a moment now as you continue to breathe softly to reflect on the idea of letting go. What is it that you are still holding on to? Thoughts, fears, past regrets, desires for the future. Imagine these attachments as objects in your hands, each one heavy with the weight of your attention. Now, as you breathe deeply, picture yourself gently releasing each one, allowing them to float away like leaves carried by the wind. You do not need to force them away, and you do not need to hold on to them any longer. Simply let them go. This process of letting go is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice that we return to again and again. With each meditation, with each breath, we gently release what we do not need and make space for what is most important: peace, wisdom, and compassion. Meditation teaches us that we do not have to control everything. We do not have to hold on to our thoughts, our emotions, or the circumstances of our lives. Instead, we can release them, knowing that we are always free to return to the present moment, to the stillness within. In Buddhism, we are often taught that the mind is like a wild elephant. It races here and there, pulled in every direction by desire, fear, and attachment. But when we practice meditation, we learn to train the elephant of our mind. We do not force it into stillness, but we gently guide it one step at a time back to the present moment. Meditation allows us to tame the wildness of our thoughts, creating a space of calm and clarity. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply, allow your awareness to settle into this moment. Bring your focus to your breath, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Each breath is an opportunity to let go, to release the mental chatter that fills your mind, and to rest in the peace of the present moment. You do not need to control your breath. Simply observe it. With each inhale, feel the calmness wash over you, and with each exhale, feel the weight of the day slip away. As you sit in this space of stillness, ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Is it a thought, a belief, or a past experience that keeps resurfacing in your mind? Imagine gently setting it down just for tonight and letting it float away like a leaf on the wind. Feel the lightness in your body and mind as you release it. In this space of stillness, you are free to simply be without the need to hold on to anything. Meditation teaches us that stillness is not the absence of activity, but the presence of awareness. When we sit in stillness, we become aware of everything that arises within us, whether it is a thought, a feeling, or a sensation. But instead of reacting, we simply observe. This observation creates space. It creates the space for us to release what is unnecessary and to embrace the peace that is already within us. The power of meditation lies in its ability to transform our relationship with the world. When we meditate, we learn to relate to our thoughts and emotions not as burdens or obstacles, but as passing phenomena. They are not who we are. We are the awareness that observes them, the space in which they arise and fade. When we let go of our attachment to these fleeting thoughts and emotions, we return to the stillness that is always present, always waiting for us. As you sit here now, breathing deeply and letting go of any remaining attachments, imagine yourself sinking deeper into the present moment. Feel the stillness around you, the peace that flows through you with each breath. This is the gift of meditation, the ability to return to the present, to release the clutter of the mind, and to rest in the quiet space that lies within. It is the practice of letting go and allowing ourselves to simply be. Take a moment now to reflect on the impact of meditation in your life. Have you experienced moments of peace, of clarity, or of deep connection through your practice? Perhaps there have been times when meditation has helped you release stress, quiet your mind, or see things more clearly. The more you practice, the more you will find that the peace you seek is always within you, waiting to be discovered. In Buddhism, meditation is often seen as the path to enlightenment, the path to understanding our true nature. But enlightenment is not some distant goal to be achieved. It is the natural outcome of a mind that is clear, free, and at peace. Through meditation, we awaken to the truth of who we are, and we discover the peace that resides within us. As you continue to breathe deeply and settle into this space of stillness, remember that meditation is not about achieving a specific state or goal. It is about cultivating awareness, being present, and letting go of everything that is unnecessary. Each time you meditate, you are strengthening the clarity of your mind and the peace of your heart. You are coming closer to the truth of who you are, a being of light, of peace, and of love. Now, as we prepare for the end of this practice, take a final deep breath and let it go. Feel the peace that you have cultivated within yourself and carry it with you into the rest of your night, knowing that each breath is a step closer to the stillness within. As you drift into sleep, let go of all attachments and rest in the quiet, knowing that you are whole, you are at peace, and you are loved.